Everybody for coming out again.
All right. Y'all know I get hyper. Thank you, Caesar, for the introduction, and thank you, Lindsay, for sharing your food. I'm gonna need you to save me a cup.
Okay. It's over there, so I'm gonna make some more.
Wonderful. So I don't want to disturb you guys too long, but I have a question to ask you guys. Before I get started, I want to shout out the Workplace Zone. They're here doing a live broadcast. I want to give them a shout out, give them a round of applause. You guys should check them out on this side of the building when you get a chance. But I have a question to ask you guys. How many of you guys believe you have anything in common with someone addicted to an illegal drug? We got 2 honest hands up, 3, 4. I like that. And let me ask, what do you think you have in common with them, if you don't mind me asking, ma'am?
Sugar addict.
Sugar addict, yes, ma'am. Right here? Shane? And I see another hand. What do you have in common?
Food addict.
A food addict. See, first of all, you can get so far when you're transparent. And I'm going to share my story of transparency. Now, looking at me, I'm a personal trainer. I'm a plant-based advocate. You know, I thought I had my ish together. I was like, I'm good. But, I'm going to test myself, and I'm going to do a full-body detox because, well, we're breathing this air, and, we eat these foods, and we shower in this water, so we all have a little of toxicity that we should get rid of. So I did a full body detox, 20 days. It consists of all raw food. So you can eat, but it's salads and greens and fruits and nuts, and they're all raw. And I was like, I can do this. I can drink water. I can drink a lot of water. I'm good. Day 1, good. Feeling good. On top of the world. Not eating any French fries. Not eating any veggie burgers. Day 2, feeling good. Day 3. Now, I don't know if it was because it was a Saturday.
Because I wasn't supervising.
That's what it was. That's what it was. So, day 3, you guys. I thought I was out of the water. Ouch. It hurts. And I was miserable, and I was fatigued, and I was lethargic, and I didn't want to be around my daughter. She was getting on my nerves. Everybody, my husband was getting on my nerves. Everybody, I was getting on my nerves. So I said, well, let me take my mind off of me, and let me put something on that could, make me feel good, and I could learn something from it. So I ended up watching a documentary on sugar. And I was watching a documentary, and there's a guy who fits the classic signs of being unhealthy. He was overweight. He had, bad skin and all this stuff. And as I'm watching it, his addiction was to soft drinks. And as I'm watching the documentary, and he's starting to have shakes and quivers, and he can't sleep, and his eyes are bloodshot. And I started to feel him. Like, oh my gosh, I don't look like you, but I'm so much like you. I don't drink soft drinks, but I eat dessert a lot. Under the guise of, well, they're vegan. So they're okay, but they still have a lot of sugar. And in that moment of watching someone else in their pain and in their uncomfortableness, I realized we are one. I'm a sugar addict just like this guy, and he was in London, it's far away. So immediately I got my paper out because I write, that's my therapy, and I started to write, document how I was feeling through this journey. And then I started to think, food is very emotional. Food's emotional, you guys agree?
Yeah.
We eat based on not only when we're hungry, but if we're feeling great. If we're feeling great, what do we go for? What kind of food? Yeah, typically if you're feeling good, you can go for something healthy if you're feeling good. If you're feeling stressed, ice cream, anxiety, food, just food. If you're a little upset, something salty. So I was like, gosh, if what we eat is based on our emotions, if we felt good, how would we eat? I had to ask myself that, Ms. Plant-Based Advocate. I had to ask myself. I had to pull my own card. So I was like, if food is emotional, if I got to the root of my emotions, perhaps I would get to the root of my food cravings. And if I can get my emotions in check and start to look at them from a happy place, then all of a sudden, I would perhaps maybe want the healthier choices. So then I started to experiment on myself. As a personal trainer, people come to me all the time and they say, oh, Sahsha, I want to lose weight. I want to get fit. I've been on a million diets. Pause.
Right.
So in the middle of me being my own experiment, I said, well, the reason why you're going back and forth with all the diets is because it's being packaged, not only in a food sense, but it's being sold to you as, eat this, you'll lose weight, have a nice day. but it's not making anyone get to the root of how to eat properly. Most people are turned off when they hear even the notion of eating healthy, because they think of it as bland, plain food. They don't think of it as what's in that bowl. So I said to myself, you're going back and forth, you're paying Jenny Craig and Weight Watchers a lot of money to stay in business. And trust me, they are aware of what they're telling you and of what they're not telling you. So I said, well, you want to lose weight? Let's do something here. So when you eat what you eat, how do you feel? This is me talking to a client. Well, I only feel for salad stuff after I have a workout. So after you work out, endorphins are released, you're feeling kind of good, right? Yeah, I'm charged, I'm feeling great. Then they get home, and then the food that surrounds them isn't the best. And then no one's around to encourage them. And then the people that they want to encourage them aren't there, and then they start hearing those old thoughts. Who do you think you are trying to eat healthy? Or are you trying to be better than me? Oh, diabetes runs in our family. So you're going to get it anyways. You can eat all the salads you want to. So then they go back into that space, the high, that conscious high they felt after they worked out is gone. So they fall back into eating the foods that have them going crazy in the gym in the first place. So what I challenge people is, if we can get you to eat healthy based on a healthy emotional state, and this is weird coming from a personal trainer, I'm just saying, if you eat right, you ain't got to spend all that money and time in the gym. It's the reality. You have to get to a place that you're working out because you enjoy the release, as opposed to, I feel guilty for eating this. And that's why people keep going back and forth. So, everybody wants a fit body. My challenge to you is, start with a fit mind. How do you get your mind fit? How do you get your mind out of those thoughts that tell you, I can't lose this weight, or if I lose 5 more pounds, then I'll treat myself to this. Or if I could just lose 10 more pounds, I'll treat how do we tweak that mentality? We have to go into what I call the dark closet. Now picture you're all architects, right? You guys are all architects. And you have a blueprint. You want to redesign a room in your house. The first thing you do is you get with some skilled designers and you guys set up a plan of how you want. Blueprints are not vague. Blueprints are very, very direct. So the challenge that I give to people in the content, this is content from my new book coming out called The Well, where fitness begins from within, is to create a blueprint. Now your blueprint isn't going to be drawn, it's going to be words, a manifesto. So the first thing is you create the manifesto for your life. You're starting this journey within yourself because this is my intention. So we want stuff, but we don't put the intention out there, then we get mad when, in essence, nothing manifests itself. Nothing can manifest from nothing. You have to have an intention set out there. So part 1 is the blueprint. What usually happens after we get together, us architects, okay, we're going to design this, we're going to give each other 6 months, and we're going to get this done. You got to dig everything up, right? Dig is part 2. Now, dig doesn't feel good. Nothing about digging is pretty. You get dirty, you get dusty, you start sneezing. From an emotional and a spiritual and a subconscious standpoint, when you dig, you start to uproot old stuff, old thoughts, old emotions. Where did I start to believe that I couldn't succeed at this? Who told me that success had to be hard? Why do I feel judgmental towards myself and others? Those are the questions you start to get to in the dig. Now let me use myself as an example in my dig. Why do I like so much sugar? I can eat vegetables till the wheels fall off, brown rice, quinoa, you name it, I can eat it. But I need my dessert. I have to ask myself, well, why do you feel that you need that so much? Not from a happy place, oh, I'm just going to enjoy this dessert, but like, I need it. Sometimes like, I ate good, so let me get out of bed and have this. Like I felt incomplete if I did not do this, as if having an allegiance to sugar was having an allegiance to myself. So I had to ask myself that. And then the self said, well, you know, Sahsha, you've never been really good at completing a task. Well, what do you mean? You went to school, graduated high school like a 3.8 grade point average, and went to college and dropped out. Damn! That remind me of that. Okay. And then you went through life and you had other tasks that you did and you didn't finish that. Just when things were getting a little challenging, you bail out. Yeah, self, you're right. So where sugar have to play with all this, self? What's the one thing that makes you feel good? What's the one thing you think you can control? What's the one thing that you will go through? that's always there for you? What's the one thing that's going to comfort you? Easy, accessible. Sugar. Well, yeah, but I'm eating it to feel good. Why do you need to eat it to feel good? Put your experiences into perspective, Sahsha. If you realize now that you haven't finished anything, why don't you just finish what you started? Once you finish what you started, that void to be complete will be filled. Sugar cannot take the place of an action that you need to fulfill. So this is what this detox do to me, huh? Just hold my car, let me know what's going on. You see, because the detox is not only for your body, but when you're releasing all the toxins from your body, you have no choice but to deal with yourself. You have no choice but to feel yourself. Because we are heavily medicated, heavily placated society. You don't want to think? Take this pill. You don't want to feel? Distract yourself with internet. You don't want to look at yourself in the mirror, put on fake eyelashes, fake hair. You're under disguise anyways. You ain't got to deal with yourself. So once you get in that dark closet and dig and start pulling back the mask, you get to the root of why you do what you do. And I understand why people hide in that place. Because that's what we do. We don't want to deal with it because we have our kids, we have our spouses, we have our jobs and careers. I ain't got time to deal with stuff that happened 10 years ago. But when you don't deal with it, it always comes up. And it manifests itself in unhealthy food habits, in healthy thoughts. Then you start to look back. Wow, I saw my dad and my uncles and my mom and my friends pacify themselves with sugar or alcohol or tobacco or excessive shopping or being a sex addict or gambling. You see what I'm saying? So when I brought it back to one, I realized I'm no different than a heroin addict. Because the same parasite in the body that wants you to have cocaine is the same parasite in that body that wants you to have sugar. No different. So when you can get real with yourself, I'm like, wow, I'm really gaining some leeway here. So once I got through the dig, and you go through this dig with every process, with any old subconscious mindset that's haunting you, you're all dug up. Great, I feel good, I understand it, I forgive myself. Well, now what? If you're remodeling a house and you dig it up, you don't just let everybody in and go in. You got to clean up all that stuff. And then you got to replace it with new furniture. Replace it with new walls. That's part 3. That's called the refurbishment. So what are you putting back into yourself to replace where the subconscious thoughts used to live? So in that part, I have you write motivations for yourself. Because I'm not always going to be there. But with this practice, you can... Sorry about that. Flying paper, you can hold on to that for me. Thank you. But with the practice of replenishing yourself, replenishing your well with the words that you need to not repeat the old actions, then new things will manifest because you're not doing anything old. You're doing everything new. So I'm going to make you accountable for yourself. That's the refurbishing. You cannot have new outcome without doing the new things inside, the stuff that's kind of hard. So you got to drag the furniture back in. And even when you're saying those new stuff to yourself, you don't even believe it yourself sometimes. You're like, who am I saying I love me and I deserve the best not right now, not when I lose 10 pounds, or not when I fall in love, or not when I get that ideal job. No, right now. I don't believe that. Keep saying it till you believe it. Just as the belief that we had that got us here was cemented, we could re-cement something new with us. It just takes time. Once again, remember, we're in a microwave society, and I know everybody wants everything done fast. No one wants to grow their hair out no more because it takes too long. No one want to grow the nails out, it takes too long. Get your degree online, it used to take 4 years, now it takes 12 months. But we have to understand, the things that I like a lot, diamonds and stuff, you know what I mean? They're underground for a long time, getting nice and shiny and perfect and brilliant, as they call it. They get their brilliance in the dark. So my question to you is, why are we afraid of that dark space? Let's get in there, let's dig that stuff up. Because I guarantee you, once you get to the root of digging up your emotions based on food, your food addictions, just in general, once you get to the why you have to have a pizza at 12 o'clock at night, a whole pizza, why you gotta have In-N-Out Burger double with extra cheese and extra sauce after you just had one yesterday, then you can say, you know what, I don't even feel for that. I feel for something lighter because I'm lighter. I feel for something fresh because I feel fresh. Now, we have a hard time understanding that life and food could be that simple, but it's meant to be that simple. The stuff that I eat, apples, oranges, you pick them off a tree. You get them off, out of a plant of the ground. There's no complication. You ain't got to sanitize it and soak it and make sure it doesn't cross-contaminate. You just eat it for the most part. I know we have GMOs and pesticides. I'm talking about in its natural state of being. So you start to eat things that reflect how you really feel as a person. But you have to get to the root of it. So after you did the dig and you have your blueprint and you did the refurbishing, now's the grand opening. Everybody wants to see this new you. They're already starting to see it in your actions. Wow, your skin is just shining and you're smiling a lot lately. There's nothing not to smile about anymore. You're not hiding anything anymore because you did the work not for everybody else, but for yourself, within yourself. You went in that spot. You took 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day to ask yourself those questions. And you know what those questions are, you guys. You know what they are. It's the same thoughts that you have, the first negative thought when you look in the mirror, as opposed to saying, damn, I look good today. You're like, this dang pimple on my head. Ugh. I got a forehead just like my daddy. Ugh. That type of talk goes away. And you learn to love yourself in the perfect package that you came here with already. Because we're all perfection. You little lady, you in your orange shirt, you and all that lovely gray hair, we're all perfect. But we forget our perfection because we're comparing your perfection to her perfection. You can't do that. You got to see this flower for being pretty and that flower for being pretty. Two independent, but together, they're beautiful things. So you don't look in the mirror once you get their grand opening. You start to see different stuff about yourself, and other people recognize it too. But nowadays, the young folks especially, y'all know the term haters. I like to call them the critics. Just like when the sequel comes out to a movie, you have the Siskel and Eberts of the world saying, oh, it was okay, I like the first one better. You'll have people saying the same thing. What was wrong with you before? Oh, so you want to eat healthier now and, you don't curse as much or whatever it is because you're trying to be better than? I'm trying to be better than my former self. That's really it is. It's not in comparison to anything else. It's in comparison to you. We all were born in our own lanes. If we stay in there, we don't feel the intimidation of comparing ourselves to others. Okay, I've done all this, now what? So you go through a detox of your emotions. How do you maintain that? 4 steps. Meditation, detoxification, nutrition, and exercise. Those are the maintenance. Those are the components that keep your well full. If you dig up everything and it's refurbished, if people don't come in and buy stuff in the new store, it's going to go out of business. If you do not put the right foods and thoughts and meditations and movement in your body, you eventually will go back to your old ways simply because they have been around longer than their new ways. You got to take time to nurture that garden, that new garden. We just want it quick. Oh, I'm good, I'm better. And going through this process does not mean that you're not going to go through stuff in life. You just know how to attack it. You know how to embrace it now because it's all for your good. So you will have critics that tell you the old you was better or who do you think you are. But we have to understand that what you're bringing up in them is the fact that they need to do that work on themselves. They realize that they're a building, they're a temple that needs to be replenished themselves. So if you're going to make people uncomfortable, make it in effort to be the best you. It's not intentional, but it just happens. So once you do all this, you'll start to realize that I don't have to eat burgers because I don't have to eat salty food because I feel salty. I want to eat something that's fresh and sweet, just like me. So then your desires automatically shift from wanting the junk, because you don't feel junky anymore, to wanting freshness, because that's exactly how you feel. So each one of these processes is important. Meditation gets your mind right. First thing in the morning, y'all, who wants to be honest? What do you do first thing in the morning? What do you do first thing in the morning? Honest, we have an honest moment. What you do?
Pick up my phone.
Pick up your phone. What do you, anybody else? First thing in the morning. Pick up your phone, go get coffee. Or say, damn it, I gotta go to work today. What do you do? Okay, now she got a good start. Sorry, you got me beat sometimes. She hugs her cat. But most things we do, we get up, first thing, eyes closed, go to the coffee maker. Get up, grab our phone. How many of us just try this? Wake up before you grab your phone, just say, thank you. Thank you. I'm here. Now what am I going to do with my day? Those are simple meditations. There's mindful meditation and transcendental meditation and mantra meditation. And we talk about all that in the book. But if anything, you guys, get up. The way you start your day is pretty much how you're going to end your day and how you see the events in between your day. Start your day on a high note. Detoxification, we talked about the importance of that. You have to get rid of the toxins in your body so you can fuel yourself, so you can allow the nutrients to penetrate your body. You can eat healthy all you want to, y'all, but if your body is blocked and your liver's not working properly and absorption's not good, you're not going to get all those vitamins in. You're still going to feel sluggish. You're still going to feel lethargic. You're still going to feel ooky. I have people here who have done the detox that I distribute. It's amazing. I want to lose weight. That's a byproduct. After you get your organs right, after your oxygen gets cleared up and your skin gets cleared up and is reflective of your life. Next, nutrition. What you're putting in, they say you are what you eat. Yes, but even deeper, what you put in your body, it has a vibration. It vibrates throughout your mind, your body, and your spirit. So if you're eating a piece of fruit that has all this multitude of vitamins and minerals, what do you think it's doing to you? It's going to revitalize you. It's going to give you the life that you need to go through the day thinking right and feeling right. So fuel is very important to what we do after you go through this process. And then exercise. And I put exercise last because our bodies are machines and they're made to be moved. However, you can exercise till the wheels fall off. And if you don't love yourself and feel yourself and eat yourself to health, that exercise is in vain. I'm telling you. So everybody now got the gym membership who's eating crazy and not loving yourself, revoke it right now. Get my book, read it, and then go back to the gym. I'm being funny. But what I'm saying is, you have to get right from the inside out first. So when you get people to this stage and their fitness, before they even realize it, and they're even back in the gym and working out, they've lost 20 pounds because they're not taking in all the preservatives. Because what do preservatives do? Those preservatives preserve your body in the state that you're in. So if you're uncomfortable and have diabetes and all that, those preservatives keep you there. Preserve means to keep you in a space. So the food that you're eating that's full of preservatives is going to do that to you. So you want to make sure that you're eating foods with as little preservatives as possible because you want to be pure energy. You want to radiate. You want to be able to move and grow. They often tell us that we start feeling icky because we're getting older. That's not true. You start feeling icky, you start feeling gross, it's because over the years you've had the same practices and your body's screaming for help. 50 years of doing the same thing, eating the same foods, thinking the same thoughts, it's not because you're old, it's your body says, I'm tired. I can't do this anymore. Help me. And that's why now you're seeing a lot of people who are 80 and 90 and they're weightlifting and they're running marathons because they hit the pause button on how they used to live. And now they're resetting themselves and they're living life. Some of them are in way better shape than me. I'll train under them in a minute. It's not because they were that rare case. The way we have been living is out of order. We're supposed to live. 50 is not old, 60 is not old, 70 is not old. If you look at any ancient texts, people were living into their 100s, 110s, 120s, easy. They were eating off the land. They were eating simply. They didn't rush around in traffic. Some of those things we can't control. But what we can control, how we think and how we eat, how we speak to ourselves. Those are things we can't control that could add years to our life. Yes, I'm one of those people that believe you could reverse a lot of diseases because it's just a dis-ease. When you get yourself back in order, you're back in ease. Therefore, your body can thrive. My goal is to keep life, diet, living, loving simple. Success simple. It is never too late. It is never too late. I just want to challenge you guys. Next time you feel out of sorts and you grab something that's not healthy, ask yourself why. That one question could be the beginning of a turnaround for you. Now, like I said, I'm a plant-based advocate. I don't necessarily tell people how to eat. I inform them on how to eat so they can make wiser choices for where they are in the moment. It's easy for me to say, get rid of all that meat, rid of all that cheese and all that stuff, and you'll be good. But because I spoke about having our personal lane, you are in your lane where you are in this moment. If you're going to choose to eat meat, if you're going to, or you want to spread this message, be smart about it. Try to get it with as little hormones as possible. I don't eat any, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't right now. I'm not telling you to go cold turkey. I am rooting for you to get rid of all the animal products, but I understand that you are where you are in this moment, and I respect that, and I want to walk with you. Just like someone who's battling alcohol addiction, it would be probably not the best advice to say, just throw it all out. They have to process why they're doing it so they don't go back and get it. It's easy to throw it out. It's much, much easier to get it back. So we need to start and respect people for where they are and help them where they are. And don't pass judgment for where they are. And we need to stop passing judgment on ourselves for where we are. So wherever you are in this moment, embrace it. Love it. Next time you want to get fit, remember, fitness starts in the mind, then in the heart, and then in your body. Please check out my booth over there. I have the full body detoxes. I have 2 books that I authored. I actually have flyers here on my book that's coming out, so I'll be giving them all to you guys. So I want you guys to check it out. Thank you so much for being here. I applaud you guys so much. And keep getting all this information, this good veggie information. And we have some more fun, entertaining stuff. I'm also, hey you guys, I'm part Jamaican, so I have a lot of hustles. So I'm also kind of emceeing the event too. So you're going to see me back and forth in here. But I just want to thank you guys for listening. And make sure you take in all this awesomeness that's here today. Check me out and do sign up for my emails. Peace and love and light. And let's get fit from within. Thank you.